9 to 2.
Okay.
We're on 2.
Saw it's like there's this river channel that it's like new and it's like cut through this terrain, and I just felt like there's something about this child that they're direct. They don't mess around, just kind of get to the point.
I keep seeing a cloud for some reason, but I'm not clear. I see a cloud.
Seeing a comet kind of flying into Earth's atmosphere, and the tail of the comet is very bright and very fiery and very sparkly, like a sparkler that you might play with on the 4th of July. Of course, speeding very fast.
Yeah, I saw a railroad track, and it's straight, very straight, and there's like a desert landscape, and there's similar to the first river. It's like it's a railroad, and it's straight. It's made to get, go fast up through this desert and get to where it's supposed to go.
I think the cloud, because I had some lightning in it, was people may look at this person as, well, they're storming, but really what it's going to be is going to be their strength. It's actually the prophetic. There's an ability to cut through things, and that people who are not comfortable with hearing God, this person might come across, their strength might come across as stormy to them. But in essence, what they're doing, God's giving them authority in heavenly places, especially in the area of the prophetic.
I got this impression of this child being very lamb, much like a little lamb that follows easily, and that's a good thing that child will follow Jesus very easily, and but it's just like you got to be careful that you facilitate that and not wait, because that child will can follow other things too if you don't, if she doesn't come to he doesn't come to the Lord first.
I keep hearing a manifestation of grace upon this child, and not just for this child, but this child will be able to manifest grace for others also, and people will be drawn to this child because of that.
I'm not real sure where this image is going, but I see a field, and in the back there is a tree line that appears to be very thick, very dense, and somewhat dark. And this child is standing in the field, kind of looking into the woods, and maybe wondering, should I go? Could I go? But then looking back in the opposite direction as they're trying to make a decision.
I saw a waterfall, and beautiful, and there's a rainbow showing up in it. And
That's you, Olivia. Sit right there with your shoe. Do you need socks?
the thought was that there's something wild and adventuresome in this person.
It's like the shoe people.
The shoe people. Is that what the shoe people do?
I need adventure. But it's a beautiful thing. Looks a little rough. Some rapids, but it's a beautiful thing.
You do.
At the word adventure, back to my imagery with the field and the forest in the background, it's as if this child is looking towards a person that is standing opposite of the tree line, almost asking for permission to go. That the child is wanting to go into the forest, maybe to that adventure, to the unknown, but is wanting permission from the person standing on the opposite of the forest, asking if it's okay to go.
Do you know what his look like?
But the desire of this child is to go and to be released to go.
I got this picture of the child riding on a white stallion, like on a line of like rushing into battle almost, but not. I mean, there was no like danger or threat. It was just like going, or maybe on a hunt or something. And they had like royal garb on, and we're just it's kind of like a what do you call it, Narnia type picture. And there's other riders alongside of them. And it goes sort of along with that sense of adventure.
I do sense with this child there's a great destiny on this child. At the same time, there's also the enemy doesn't want this child to reach his destiny. It's not something to be terrified of. It's just that it's going to, because of the gifts and the strengths in this child, there's going to, these early years right now will be very important on guidance, and directing the will and things like that. So I think that was just something from the Lord that was a caution that it's very important to make time for this child. Very important that consistency will be a lot of what will keep the enemy's influence.
Yeah, I got the word along with that. This child, I got the word wrestle, and the sense that I got was this child tries a lot of things and is in not competition, but it's struggles. There's a struggle in wrestling. There's a trying to get the upper hand, but I just got the word wrestle, and I didn't get a sense that wrestle with which way to go or anything like that. Just it's just kind of complicated. Just wrestling. There's force and there's movement and there's struggle.
For 2, towards the end, because I've been asking the Lord, how do the parents of these children shepherd and train and raise these children with magnificent futures? And for number 2, back to the image of the child standing in a field with the tree line kind of in the back, and there's a parent figure standing opposite of the tree line, and the child is trying to make a decision about whether or not to go or whether or not to stay in the field. I sense that there would be parental discretion to prevent the child from going forward into the trees, but at the appointed time, that the parent would need to let the child go.
Wow, when you're saying it, it's brought that image of Jesus. He was in the temple, and his parents said, "Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you." And he said, "Didn't know I'd be at my father's house." And he submitted to them, and he grew, and it's like even Jesus had to.
It's ahead of his time.
It's ahead of his time or her time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because that one also had the child's desires to go. Ride, go. That's good about parental discretion as to when.
And I saw like a doll furniture and stuff like that, and just the idea of pretend. Pretend is a good thing for this kid to and maybe that's how they can bring in the adventure and stuff that maybe they're not quite ready for in the real life, but really let them get into pretending.
I see a very naturey scene. It's kind of like an orchard, and that this child would be fruit bearing, and I don't know, maybe you would like nature. It seems like this particular place, the trees, and it just stretches. It's flat and it stretches for forever. You can't really see the end of so many trees.